Hey guys, this is Amit and you are watching Tech Dad. In this video, we are going to compare between Poco X3 Pro versus Poco F3. And we will discuss which one is better in camera, performance, display, body of the devices, features, communication chips, and about the prices. And in the end of the video, I will tell you which one is better according to me. So watch this video till the end. So without wasting any time, let's start the video. Let the comparison start with the camera of the devices. Talking about the rear camera of the devices, X3 Pro have quad camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera, 2 megapixel of macro camera and 2 megapixel of depth sensor. Whereas F3 also comes with triple camera setup, 48 megapixel of wide camera, 8 megapixel of ultra wide camera and 5 megapixel of macro camera. So clearly the winner here is X3 Pro because it have quad camera setup. And about the front camera of the devices, X3 Pro have 20 megapixel of wide camera whereas F3 have 20 megapixel of wide camera. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have low aperture which can take low noisy photo in low light conditions. Let's talk about the camera features of the devices. X3 Pro have dual LED flash, HDR and panorama, whereas F3 have LED flash, HDR and panorama. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have dual LED flash. And about the video recording options in the devices, X3 Pro can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps, Full HD video max at 240 fps with gyro electronic image stabilization. And F3 can shoot 4K video max at 30 fps and Full HD video max at 240 fps. So I will call it a tie here because both of the devices have same recording specs. Moving to the performance of the devices. Let's start with the operating system of the devices. X3 Pro have Android 11 support. On the other side, F3 also have Android 11 support. So it's a tie here. And about the user interface of the devices, X3 Pro have MIUI specially designed for Poco, whereas F3 also comes with MIUI specially designed for Poco. So clearly it's a tie here because both of the devices have same interface. Let's talk about the processor of the devices. X3 Pro is powered by Snapdragon 860 based on 7nm processor, whereas F3 is powered by Snapdragon 870 based on 7nm processor. So the clear winner here is F3 because it have newer generation of processor and it is faster than its older generation. And about the GPU of the devices, X3 Pro is packed with Adreno 640, whereas F3 is also packed with Adreno 650. So the winner here is F3 because it can give you more FPS in games. Let's talk about the clock speed of the devices. X3 Pro can clock at 2.96 GHz based on octa-core Creo chipset, whereas F3 can clock at 3.2 GHz based on octa-core Creo chipset. So the winner here is F3 because it have faster clock speed. And about the RAM variants in the devices, X3 Pro comes with two RAM variants, 6 and 8 GB of RAM variants, whereas F3 have two RAM options, 6 and 8 GB of RAM variants. So it's a tie here. Let's talk about the internal storage of the devices. X3 Pro comes with two storage options, 128 and 256 GB of storage, whereas F3 have two options, 128 and 256 GB of storage option. So clearly it's a tie here because both of the devices have same read and write speed. And about the external storage of the devices, X3 Pro have external card slot option but it uses shared SIM slot, whereas F3 did not have any. So the winner here is X3 Pro. Moving to the display features of the devices. Let's start with the display size of the devices. X3 Pro have 6.67 inches of display whereas F3 also have 6.67 inches of display. So I will call it a tie here because both of the devices have same screen size. And about the screen to body ratio of the devices, X3 Pro have approx 84.6% of ratio whereas F3 have 85.9%. So I will call it a tie here because both of the devices have approx the same ratio. Let's talk about the screen resolution of the devices. X3 Pro comes with Full HD Plus display whereas F3 also have Full HD Plus display, so it's a tie here. And about the display type of the devices, X3 Pro have IPS LCD display having 120Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 support, whereas F3 have Super AMOLED display having 120Hz of refresh rate with HDR10 support. So the winner here is F3 because it have Super AMOLED display which can produce vivid colors, darker black, and it can show sharper images. Moving to the body features of the devices, let's start with the thickness of the devices. X3 Pro have 9.4 mm of thickness whereas F3 have 7.8 mm of thickness. So the clear winner here is F3 because it have slimmer body design. Talking about the weight of the devices, X3 Pro comes with 215 grams of weight whereas F3 have 196 grams of weight. So the winner here is F3 because it have lower body weight. And about the protective glass of the devices, X3 Pro have Gorilla Glass 6 whereas F3 also have Gorilla Glass 5. So the winner here is X3 because it have newer generation of glass which is more durable than its older generation. Let's talk about the build quality of the devices. X3 Pro have glass back with the plastic frame, whereas F3 also have glass back with plastic frame. So I will call it a tie. And about the SIM options in the devices, both of the devices have dual channel SIM support, so it's a tie here. Moving to some of the most important features of the devices. Let's start with the fingerprint scanner of the devices. X3 Pro have side mounted fingerprint scanner. In the other side, F3 also have side mounted fingerprint scanner. So I will call it a tie. And about the sensors in the devices, X3 Pro have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass, whereas F3 have accelerometer, gyroscope, proximity and compass too. So again, it's a tie. Let's talk about the battery capacity of the devices. X3 Pro have 5160 mAh of battery, whereas F3 also have 4520 mAh of battery. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it have larger battery capacity. Let's talk about the charging speed of the devices. X3 Pro have 33 watts of fast charging, whereas F3 have 33 watts of fast charging too. So the winner here is F3 because it can charge up the device faster because of lower battery capacity it have. Let's talk about the loudspeaker of the devices. X3 Pro comes with stereo speakers, whereas F3 have stereo speakers too. So the winner here is X3 Pro because it can produce immersive sound. And about the headphone jack of the devices, X3 Pro have 3.5mm of headphone jack, whereas F3 did not have any. So the winner here is X3 Pro. Moving to the communication chips in the devices, starting with the WLAN of the devices. Both of the devices comes with Wi-Fi AC, dual band Wi-Fi, Wi-Fi direct and hotspot. F3 have 6th generation of Wi-Fi. So the winner here is F3 because it have larger coverage area. And about the Bluetooth version of the devices, X3 Pro have 5th generation of Bluetooth, whereas F3 have 5.1 generation of Bluetooth. So the winner here is F3 because it have newer generation of Bluetooth. Let's talk about the positioning chips in the devices. X3 Pro have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS, whereas F3 have AGPS, GLONASS, Galileo and BDS and some other chips. So clearly the winner here is F3 because it have extra chips. And about the USB connectivity of the devices, X3 Pro comes with 2nd gen of Type-C connector with OTG support, whereas F3 also have 2nd gen of Type-C connector with OTG support. So it's a tie here. Moving to the prices of the devices. In the international market, starting range of X3 Pro is around $220 and F3 is available from $350. And in the Indian market, X3 Pro have starting range from 17,500 rupees, whereas F3 is available from 30,000 rupees. So the conclusion of the video is, in the camera the winner is X3 Pro, in the performance the winner is F3, in the display the winner is F3, in the body segment the winner is F3, in the features of the devices the winner is X3 Pro, in the communication chips the winner here is F3, and about the prices the winner here is X3 Pro. So the decision is totally yours, which device you like the most so far, and let me know in the comment below what do you think, which device is better for you. So thank you guys for watching this video. If you like our content, please like our video, share these videos and subscribe to our channel. Comment what you thought in the comment below. If you're watching this video on Facebook, please like our page TechDad, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, here's my Instagram ID on the screen. This is Amit and I will see you guys in the next one. Till then, bye.